Good, good afternoon, everyone. Just remember today, we're going to be speaking a lot about inspiring yourself in the work. So, we're talking about spiritual work, connection to spiritual consciousness, spiritual vibration within a person's life. And as we work with spirit, as we connect to spirit, it's finding new ways, new connections, new vibrations within our own being to be able to connect to spirit, to connect to higher consciousness, to connect to other realms. So it's that learning different vibrations or different situations within the work to get you to where you need to be. So really what you're looking to do is to find different ways to do it. And I found one way to kind of inspire myself to connect to a higher vibration is to tape maybe meditations, different things where I'm talking, where I'm inspiring, where I allow myself to inspire. And then what I do is I play those back. I play those connections back to the vibration, play those things back to the vibration. So really what you're looking to do when you inspire yourself in the work is to learn different techniques, different vibrations. So by buying or getting yourself like a little recorder, doesn't have to be a fancy recorder, it doesn't have to be something really fancy or something that you have to say, oh my God, I want to buy something fancy. No, just a regular small recorder. Play some music in the background, play some music, and then do a meditation. Talk to yourself. Allow yourself to be inspired. And then you play it back. And I've always known that in this work, you will always allow yourself to tell yourself where to go. My doubt, find a guided meditation that someone's telling you that you need to be somewhere. You'll always be able to inspire yourself to where you would inspire yourself to go. So by taping something, by putting something on tape and playing it back to yourself, it allows your subconscious or your vibration to catch the sound of your voice. In the beginning, there was the word. So when you talk about talking, having that voice into the etheric, you're actually talking and allowing that energy to expand in your consciousness. So that's one way of kind of inspiring yourself. And then watch what's appearing in front of you, what's getting your attention, what's propelling the vibration within your auric field. Do you see somebody arrive in your life that brings you something, that shows you some kind of other spiritual work, some other type of healing, some kind of type of reading, something to do with some kind of inspirational traveling, traveling outside your body, whatever gets offered to you, and it propels itself in your life and catches your attention. I'm not saying the things in your life that don't catch your attention, oh dear, that didn't they have to catch your attention, because that is your subconscious, your soul saying, I really need that. You should learn that. You should connect to that vibration. That's why over the years I've learned all kinds of different types of readings, different types of ways of doing them, because they inspire others to move down the path, but they also inspire me to move higher on the direction of where I'm going. A lot of this with spiritual work, people get into a rut. They get into their spiritual work, they do a certain type of healing, they do that healing every single day, and they do it all the time. They don't change up, they don't move to a different vibration, they don't actually let that go, and they change up to something else. What's happening is they do that. That's all they do. And then they get bored with the work. They get bored with it because now they've done this, they're so tired of it, it's the same thing day in and day out, instead of changing the vibration up. And that's why I tell you to be inspired with the work. If you're to a point in the vibration or to a point in your life that you're not inspired, then change up, pull something into the mix. Maybe drop what you've been doing for a little while and do something else for a little while. Allow your subconscious or your soul vibration to catch up with you in a different vibration. Then you can always bring the other one back. But just to do it day after day, where I have mediums and people that I know, they do the same exact thing every single day. They read and they read and they read. Then they get bored with it. They get bored, or they get into some kind of rut on what they do. Instead of changing it up, maybe doing a workshop, maybe doing something else in your vibration, learning how to expand your soul consciousness in another direction. My whole thing with spirit and working with spirit, I feel that there's always a different door, a different vibration to move through, a different realm of existence, a different place where I could vision to, or look at, or see in my mind's eye, or maybe even see it in my seance realm, see spirit moving closer and closer to the vibration. And that's where you're actually looking for to get with the work, is to expand and look for that next space, or that next door, or that next vibration, or that next connection that takes you to that higher sense of consciousness. That's what it does. It does that whole situation. It keeps the work fresh within your vibration. Doesn't really matter what people think of what you do with your vibration. Sure, it bothers us what people think of our readings, of what we do, or healings, or different things in our vibration. But it's always this whole situation of truly understanding spirit. When I was young, it was always getting in contact with spirit, connecting to the higher sense of consciousness, following the path, follow the vibration, stay in your lane, don't get too far out. Different things, different rules were put in motion as I traveled into the spirit world. Protect yourself, do this, do that, do this. I always kind of found out through the years that I've been doing this, protection is kind of a secondary situation, because your subconscious and your conscious mind is telling you what you personally would like to see on the other side. And with your guides and your protectors and higher consciousness and teachers and different things in your vibration, they are always there with you. It is where you envision yourself being. Your protection is already being done by your guides, your protectors that are in your vibration. If you decide to do a Ouija board in a haunted graveyard and you attract something, then you placed yourself there. Guides didn't place you there. You placed yourself there to attract that vibration, not because your guides put you there. Go to a psychiatric hospital where there's been a lot of killings and different things, and you decide to contact spirit inside that hospital, and you've opened yourself up for the energies in that hospital. You placed yourself there, then I would definitely protect myself. But you consciously will know if you're in a space or in a vibration, possibly you need to protect, to guide, to protect yourself. So to inspire the work, to get to the highest vibration, you'll feel it, you'll sense, you'll know if you should venture in that direction. You will know. So most of it all is listening to your vibration. If you're subconsciously telling yourself, I'm so tired of the work, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted, I'm so tired, then try to bring something else into the work. If you feel like you haven't learned enough, or connected to enough, or seen enough, then ask your guides. Tell them, be very specific with them. Say, I really would like something to do more of my spiritual growth. Could you show me something? Then allow them to produce and propel things in front of you through the week or the months to come ahead of you. Then you're just watching to what's appearing in front of you. It's the repetition. It's always the repetition with spiritual work. Your guides just don't come up one time, put it in front of you, and then wander away and never come back again about that situation. It shows itself to you. It will continually show itself to you as you move further and further up into the future. Guides will bring people. Somebody will say, I do tarot cards. Somebody else will come and say, I learned how to do tarot cards. I'm attending a class on tarot cards. You go, okay, guys, you want me to learn something about tarot. because that's happened quite a few times. So you're watching to what's appearing in the vibration for you. It's designing your space where you're going to be. Actually has a lot to do with it. If it's too cluttered, it's too vibration. I moved my office the other day. I moved my office because my office was getting a little bit too, cluttered. My office was getting a little bit too cluttered in the vibration. So when I moved it, I changed the energy. I changed the energy around the vibration. So what happened is I allowed the energy to change. I changed it up. I felt it was too cluttered. It was too cluttered in the vibration. It was too cluttered in the situation. It was too cluttered in the vibration, too cluttered in the vibration. So I changed it. So you should always look at your workspace. Look at the vibrations you've placed yourself in. Is it too cluttered? Does it have too much stuff in it? Kind of reassess the vibration where you're working to make sure the energy flows, the vibration of flow, the vibration of chi in that space, in that vibrational space that you're working in. Does it work for you? Or has it got too cluttered? Do you need to move something out of it? When people do a lot of things in the vibration, they have these whole situations within their life, and what they're doing is they bring all these stones into their office. Oh my God, they've got crystals, they've got rose quartz. Oh my God, they've got hematite, they've got this and they've got that, and they've got stones hanging from the ceilings. And then they go, well, you know, the energy's really not too good in my space. You know, you have too many stones. I always explain to people, you can't have too many stones, but maybe too many stones in one space. So you have to kind of redesign what you're placing into space to bring the highest vibration of energy within that space, within that vibrational space. So look at the stones you placed in the space. I said really good characteristics of stones is go by your chakras. White, blue, purple, green, pink, yellow, orange, red. Go by the color of your chakras. Try to have if you're going to have a bunch of red stones, a lot of lower energy, a lot of red stones to your vibration, then you don't want to have a whole bunch of white stones. It just makes your energy scattered. Kind of do the energy that kind of balances the stones, the vibrations you have in the space, especially the energy you're looking for. If you're doing mediumship work, you want stones in the vibration that are going to allow you to astro travel, allow you to speak to spirit, raise the vibration of your mediumistic qualities. You want those stones in the space. You're going to do healing, then you want more of healing stones in the space. You want more of a vibration of healing stones within that space. You don't want mediumistic stones because you're healing. You're trying to heal. You don't want to be traveling. You want to heal. So guide the stones by the vibrations you're putting in the space. Same thing with the furniture, the different things you have in the space. Is the furniture comfortable? Is it what you need? Are you comfortable with the table you're using for healing? Are you comfortable with what's going on in that space? That's where you get in tune with the work, get inspired by it. And if your space gets a little mundane, change it up, move it, rearrange the space, reset the vibrational space for yourself, and allow the energy to change. Remember, I tell people in readings, the far back left-hand corner of your space, the far back left-hand corner of your space is your prosperity corner. It's where your money goes. Especially if you have a business in a corner of your home, a place of your home, the far back left corner of that space is your prosperity corner. It's where your money goes. So place something in that corner of the space that would actually activate prosperity, money. Because the question here is you want you don't need something. I give a lot of stuff away, a lot of readings away. But the question is you still, if you're doing this work, there's still some kind of payment, some kind of vibration for what you do, for what you put in motion, for what you do. So kind of attract that. So money's always flowing in your life, even though you get it from what you do for your work, or spirit rewards you from somewhere else because you're doing the work. But address the prosperity corner. And then kind of address your vibration. Always be talking to yourself. talking to the highest vibration. What do you need? What do you need to do? What do you need to accomplish at this point to get yourself to where you need to be? That's what you have to ask yourself. You always have to kind of be in communication with yourself. If you're quiet, your guides get quiet. It's like readings. If I'm on a telephone reading and you get real quiet on the other end of the phone, I'm probably going to start to get quiet too, because there's no communication. There's no connection anymore. And that's the same thing with spirit. If you get real quiet, stop speaking to spirit, stop meditating, stop doing your thing, then spirit will get very quiet. They'll still be there, but they'll get very quiet. Then you won't think the spirit's speaking to you, because now they're not speaking, but you haven't spoke to them. When I taught mediumship class a few weeks ago, I told people, I said, are you meditating? Oh, I meditate. Are you connecting to spirit? It's the repetition. And really, I'll give you a really quick lesson in meditation. Meditation is sitting at least for 8 weeks. 8 weeks. At the same time, at the same space for 8 weeks. You pick a time, you pick a place. You meditate there. You don't have to sit for hours, but sit for a few moments. But just the time. It's not how long you sit, it's the time that you told them that you would be there. Sit and be quiet. And then readjust, reset, re-envision. After a few weeks. See, what you're doing and what you're putting in motion is getting yourself to where you personally need to be. See, everything about connecting to spirit, everything about connecting to the vibration of spirit, you have to realize that everything has emotion with the higher senses of consciousness. Everything. So, meditation, getting quiet, speaking to spirit, connecting to a higher senses of consciousness, everything has a connection. Everything. So it's not just one thing you do, it's all that you do. It's the meditation, it's the soul journeying, it's the retreat, it's all this stuff that you want to do. Maybe you help people cross over. You travel and you help people that are stuck, that aren't moving forward. You help them cross over. You help them move to where they need to be. Maybe you're a healer and you work with that higher consciousness of healing guides. You're a medium, you talk to spirit, so spirit will be able to talk to the individual that's in your office. There's a question is vibration, or maybe you're just doing automatic writing. Maybe you're doing that vibration, doing majorly automatic writing in your life. What are you personally doing that connects to you, that connects to your vibration? Everything is a movement here of how you connect to spirit, how you connect to your higher senses of consciousness. And that's what being in the work. I still get an awe in the work. I still get this awe in the work when I sit with spirit and I have people arrive and they talk to me and I see lights in my office and all this stuff is going on in the spirit world. And it's all, and I get to see it. I get to be at a front row seat with this. And it's just, it's awe. It's not because I've traveled, I can go to the store, I can do this, but a lot of times when I do this work, I'm traveling in a place, maybe some medium, some healer, some spiritual worker traveled in that space maybe 100 years ago. And I am the first explorer at that space that has been there in a long, long time. And that is the awe of it. This is when I get to see something that I've never seen before, that I've never connected to before. That is the awe of mediumship, of working with mediumship. It's not giving the readings, and I do those, and I do the workshops, and I do this to teach people how to do this stuff. But it is the awe of me just getting quiet within my own spiritual growth, my vibration, allowing me to travel to the different realms. When I go with Lucerne and I do my trance work with Lucerne, I drop in the trance and I'm taken. And the first time I was taken, I went to a library, and it was about the size of a large house. And there was books everywhere that stretched up this 10 to 15-foot ceiling. And there were ladders around the room to get to the books. There were these big leather couches, and I had this gentleman from the spirit world say, "Please sit down. Somebody will be with you shortly." And I thought that was the coolest thing. I mean, here's Lucerne talking through me, and Lucerne's doing his thing, but I'm sitting in this library, and I could feel the couch, I could feel the room, I could feel the vibration, and I was waiting for who was going to show up to speak to me. And at that point, it was Tobias, and he came in and sat down next to me and started conversing with me, and that was my first lesson from the spirit world, my first lesson, my first connection to that connection of spirit. And then every time I do Lucerne, every time I go into trance, every time I do Lucerne, I go someplace different. I've been back to the library a few times. I've been there a few times back to the library, but I've been to different realms, different vibrations every time I do Lucerne. So it's the question here is, I've been to planets, I've been to places that were awesome. I was like, there was a gold bridge one time. There's this gold bridge. It looked like one of those old covered bridges you would get in Vermont. And I was on the bridge, and you could see through the mountains, all the way through the mountains, and it was the most gorgeous sight. And I had guides there with me, and they were talking to me, but this bridge was golden. And I thought it was just weird that they would show me this thing, but then the guide said, "No, this is a doorway to the spirit world." And I thought that was cool. So a lot of the things I see, I kind of understand what they're trying to explain to me, what they're trying to do, but I learn. And this is the one thing I tell people: when you're into meditation, when you're doing some kind of trance work, or you're doing some kind of channeling work where you're kind of out of it, or readings or healings, your guides on the other side are always downloading into your vibration information. See, what we're learning as when we're doing this work, to be inspired by it, is to be able to listen, to be able to connect to that station, that download station that they're trying to speak to us about. That's what we're trying to learn. We're trying to connect to that so we can receive and understand the messages that they're trying to give us for our own higher vibrational growth, but also to help others on their journey. Some of us might be a little further down the path. Doesn't mean we're better than anyone else. Doesn't mean anything. It just means that we've learned some stuff. And as we learn this stuff, we give stuff to the ones behind us to help them up, to get them to where we need them to be, or at least pull them towards us. And then the ones that are ahead of us are giving us things to help us to get to where they are. So there's always this movement. There's always things. When I was in the service, in the boot camp, we had these ropes you had to climb, and you climb these ropes. But the ropes are always hanging in the spirit world. Always one to grab, always one to go to, always one to grab. So what we do is we grab these ropes, and then once you get to the top of that rope, another rope appears. Then you climb to the top of that rope, and another rope appears. We're always climbing. We're always moving. It's only when we decide we want to just sit still. Guides allow us to sit still if we want to, but doesn't mean you have to. Doesn't mean you have to sit still. You have to realize that you are connected at a higher vibration, a higher connection of consciousness, always. And when you allow yourself to find that vibration or find that purpose, it's the thing that I talked about doing the recorder. Finding a small recorder. I've got a little small one that I use for taping things. It's Olympus, but you can just get a small recorder, play some music in the background, do yourself your own personal meditations. Tell yourself where to go. What kind of vibration would you like to see on the spirit side of life? Tell your guides, explain to them. Then when you're into meditation, you're going to hear your own voice, your voice, tell you, please step forward, walk down the path, look at what's going on. You'll hear your own voice telling yourself where to go, where to go. So allow yourself to do that. And I tell people to play the music or play the vibration in when you're sleeping. You can record it, put some music with it, and when you go to sleep at night, allow that to play in the background. I have a whole tape of affirmations that I've made for myself, of me speaking. And I play it in the background when I'm sleeping or when I'm getting ready to go to bed. I play it in the background. So when I'm sleeping, that is still being fed into my vibration. It's still being fed into my vibration, or these affirmations that I put into the direction of what I think should happen. So, but you decide where you want to be. And that is the question with it being inspired or being encouraged by the work. Sure, we're going to get sometimes in our work, we're not going to feel a little bit discouraged. We're not getting to where we need to be. It's not really happening as fast as we think it should happen. And maybe it's not because we're not supposed to be there. It's not because we can't get there. The major thing is why we stomp on the path. Because it guides, spiritual teachers give us a rest. They've downloaded enough information into our vibration that they don't need us to move forward right now. They need us to stop. Take in whatever they've given us, take it in whatever they've propelled within our vibration, giving us time to rest and regroup before we move on again, before we move down the path again. So that sometimes you might feel discouraged, you're not getting to where you need to be at this moment, but maybe you're stopped. That's why that little conversation with your guides, telling your guides, why am I stopped? Why am I not moving forward? Why am I not connecting this? Tell me why. And then watch what appears in your vibration. Sometimes you'll be inspired and go, okay, that's why. Or people will start arriving, telling you the same thing. And you'll go, okay, that's why. Everything has a purpose with spirit. It's not because we think it's us, like, oh my God, it's all about me. It's not. We're part of the journey. Everyone on this call today, you're part of the journey. You're part of the chain for the spirit world. Your link within the chain is as important as anybody else's link. But you are the link within the chain. So the stronger you are, the stronger the link to this vibration for everyone else is. So we're all traveling. I was told when I was a kid that we are all in this whole connection together. And out of all the lifetimes, incarnations, and places that you have been, that knowledge still resides within you. Still resides within your vibration, your connection to where you are. So when you connect to this higher sense of consciousness, not because I'm connecting, when I connect to the universal consciousness. Now, universal consciousness, where does it connect? It connects to other pieces of the chain, which includes you. It puts that information out into the universal energy, and that energy gets put wherever it is needed throughout the universe. So when we're connecting, when we're working with spirit, we might feel like, I don't know if I did too much today. That energy is still used to encourage someone at a distance, somebody that you will probably never meet, never see, never have any kind of connection to, but the energy you propelled into the spirit world affected them in a very positive, very uplifting vibration within their life. That is what the major thing is. That's the major vibration when you do this, when you connect to the higher senses of consciousness. Listen to yourself. That's all, because when you inspire, then the universal energy will send energy from somewhere in the universe to inspire you. So we're always looking to inspire, but we're always looking to make that next journey. Because I know when I make this journey, all the doors that I've moved through, I could have stopped at a door and said, that's it. But I always want to look to the next vibration. I had somebody tell me one time in a meditation, all they get was just this hole. And all I see is like a bright sky or something on the other side of the hole, but they can never get through the hole. They can never get through it. They never get through it. It isn't a question you can't get through it. The question is subconsciously you're not ready for that vibration just yet. So it's like your guides, you're listening to yourself, and then your guides are giving you that information so you can move through that tunnel, move into that next vibration, move there. So that's what you're looking to do, is to inspire enough within your own vibration to get you there. I have a lot of books. I've read. But I read the books not because the information in the book is awesome. I do the vibration of the books because it gives me information of how people traveled back in the day. When spiritualism was informed back in the 1840s, 1848, going through this whole vibration, it was these people doing the work at that time. And even today, people are doing the work. How are they doing it? How are they connecting? Is there some way they're connecting is going to work for me? Is it going to work for my vibration? And that's what we're always looking for. We're looking for this vibration, as you have to realize that everything that you learn, put in motion, is a connection. When when I started doing Rampa many years ago, at first I thought Rampa, JC Knight, Rampa, trans-channeling. I thought, I don't even need to listen to this. But I just sat on my front porch in my house, and I thought, okay, if this is really true, and Rampa is alive and well, and traveling, and going to be sending runners to affect me, I would like Rampa to do something. And at that time, I was sitting on my front porch here in Casadega, and up in the sky, I could see this finger come out of a cloud and write my name. And that was the coolest thing because I wasn't the only one that saw it. I had a friend of mine behind my house. He saw it. And it's just at the time he finished writing my name, there was a rainbow that appeared in my front yard, went over my house, and ended up in the neighbor's yard. And he came over and wanted to know what I was doing. But I thought it was the coolest thing because Rampa answered me. And that kind of set me on a course in my life because Rampa answered me. And it always surprises me that these higher vibrational spirits, these higher vibrational guides, actually take the time to speak to me. Just me. And I always think that is the most awesome thing. I still get in awe of it, of when they speak to me, and I go, really? And I just have these things that have happened throughout my life of guides and master teachers and instructors speaking to me. And it just surprises me that they're going to sit there and speak to me. When the Archangel Michael appears in a room and brings the beautiful blue light, encircles a room while you're sitting in the room, and other people see it and hear this energy from the Archangel Michael, oh my God, it is something that really inspires me. But everybody can see spirit, everybody can connect to this, everybody can do this. It's just the effort put into it. It's like getting on a ladder. You can step up the whole ladder and go all the way up to the roof. Or you can just stop at the bottom of the ladder and say, well, I'm too scared to get to the roof, so I'm going to stay right here. It's where you position yourself, where you're going, what you want to see from the spirit world. They're not there to scare you. They're not there to throw you off balance. They're not there to disrupt your vibration. They are there to encourage you. That is what they're there for. None of the craziness about the people, spirit is just trying to, blah, blah, blah. That's nonsense. They're not there to do that. A lot of it, we feed ourselves into the situation, feed ourselves in this. When I was working down in Miami, I had a Haitian friend of mine, I knew him, but he swore he knew that this person in Haiti put a curse on him. And I still remember his name was Gustav, and he just knew this curse was on him. And no matter what I could say or what I could say to him, that the person could not put a curse on him because of the guides and protectors and people. Oh, he didn't believe that. This person put a curse on him. He started losing weight. He started getting very ill. And a lot of things started happening to him, and then he died. But his mind went off in that direction. And that's what we have to ask ourselves. It has to make sense. A lot of things in this work has to make sense. If somebody says, oh, they're going to jump on you, why? What happened to my guides? My guides left town? I love it when people say, oh my God, Lou, we better go pray this person out. Oh, Jesus, we got to pray him out. Really? You entered this lifetime with 15 guides, 15 protectors, 15 guides, master teachers, instructors, guides that have followed you through lifetimes. You're going to take your last breath, and then they're all going to scatter. And some medium like me in Casadega is going to pray you out. You live in Washington State. You live over in Seattle. I'm going to be down here in Florida. I'm going to pray you out. Really? Really? Sure, Spirit is going to encourage you. They're going to encourage you. But it isn't a question that I get to pray you out. I don't send you to the light. The light has always been there. Why would I know where the light is? The light has always been there. You know where the light is. You just don't want to go. You don't want to go because of the fear, the vibration within your life. So then that takes time for Spirit to help you, to nurture your spirit, to nurture your soul, to get you ready to make that crossing. Just because a medium somewhere tells somebody, says, oh, I'm sitting in the light. Doesn't quite work that way. I've been in this business a long time. Doesn't really quite work that way. Can't light a bunch of candles, pay somebody $5,000, $6,000, and they're going to pray people off to the other side, or they're going to stop some kind of wicked curse on you. Save your money. That's all I got to say. Save your money. So, it is the question is when you get inspired by the work, you get to understand a lot of this. You get to understand how Spirit works. It is the 10 to 15 guides that follow you. On top of that, there are family members. There are other people that are runners. There are people that have gathered because of your energy field, and they have gathered to help, to do what they need to do. It is the people at the top floor of the office, but there are under the floors underneath that all the way to the parking garage. There are people working. So in your vibration, you have all these people working in your auric field. But then you die, and then they just disappear. They disappear into the ethers and leave you to fend for yourself on the path. I always got, my mother used to constantly me. She used to tell me, she said, Louis, it's like somebody takes you on a road trip and gets you somewhere that you have no idea where you're at, opens the car door and kicks you to the curb and drives off and leaves you there. It's not how it happens. It's not really, the guides are there. Protectors are there. The vibration is there. It's what you believe. See, if you believe that you've done something not as good as you should have done in this lifetime, then you might take time, because then you're a little afraid of what you're going to see once you go through the door. But I've been always told, we are the judge, jury, and executioner. It's us. It's not somebody over there with a great big stick. It's us. We make the judgment. We make the vibration within our own vibration of where we go. And we judge ourselves worse than anybody else could judge us. We're our worst judge. We're the worst vibration because we judge ourselves. And the same thing with the work. If you're doing something or connecting to something, you'll feel, I'm not really quite good with that. Then leave it. Put it. Not everything feeds everyone. Not everything you can learn, not everything you can place in motion, you're supposed to take. I have a book called Living Rainbows. It's called Living Rainbows. It's a book that a person I know wrote. It's an awesome book about seeing auras. Very easy book, very simple, very easy book. I think you can probably download it online. I don't know. But it's called Living Rainbows. It's a really awesome book about seeing auric fields, about seeing auras. It gives you a chance to teach yourself how to see them. So it works very well, that book does. There's other books on the market, even the Ramtha White book. I tell people, if you've been into spiritual work and you have this connection to spiritual work, get the Ramtha White book and just read it. Just read some of it. You'll be inspired really well, because you'll know that most of the stuff that Ramtha was talking about, you know. I've been there. I know that. I know that. You go through the whole book going, I know that. I know that. You want those inspired situations within your life. Look for things that drop in your life that inspire you. Inspire the vibration within you. And that's whatever spirit leads you. Because maybe you're saying, listen, I'm leaving the work. I'm going off to something else. Maybe you've done everything you need to do in that vicinity, that vibration. Now you have to move somewhere else. Not because you have to give up the work. It's because you have to direct yourself where some other people are that you have to help, that you have to encourage. Think of your life as maybe you're a scout. You have left the wagon train. You have ended up on the path. Eventually, the wagon train will catch you. But you've ventured off to cut a path, to cut a direction for others to follow. Maybe you're one of the scouts. Maybe you're one of the workers that once the wagon train leaves, you're there to clean up the debris and stuff in the vibration to allow the others so they can move forward. That's what I always thought about the saying with people that are stuck on the other side. We aren't sending them to the light. All we're actually doing is rearranging the debris that they've left behind, the energy field, the vibration of energy that they've left behind, so that they can see the energy in a different light, so then they can move. We don't just send them, we change the energy. That is the workers behind the wagon train. And maybe you're the wagon master. You got a whole bunch of people that follow you, people that are encouraged by you. So then you are inspiring the people that are around you. So you're inspiring them to move down the path to get to where they need to be. So I always tell people, teachers, teach everything you know. Everything. Don't keep things to yourself and say, well, if I teach them that, they're going to get better than me. Oh my God, I can't. I teach everything I know. Because I want you to get better than me. I want you to be more inspired than me. I want you to be more, because you know what's going to happen? You're going to send energy out in the spirit world. That energy is going to come back and it's going to inspire me to a higher level. So no matter what I do, it's a win-win situation, I think. It is. It's a win-win because there's always inspiring energy coming towards us. We just have to know when to accept it and when to bring it into our vibration. Looking for inspired people to affect us in our lives. Sometimes we live somewhere that we live someplace and the people just aren't inspiring anymore. They're just very much, it means that we're done there. We're finished there. We have accomplished what we needed to do with that group of individuals. Some of us hold on. Boy, we hold on. We hold on. Even though we're locked in the trunk and we're trying to blink the lights so the neighborhood drivers see us, that we're locked in this trunk and we're driving, these people are driving us around town, but we're scared to leave. We're scared that, oh my God, if I leave, what's going to happen? Sometimes we have to realize that sometimes we need to move forward. We need to connect to a higher sense of consciousness, and spirit starts moving things, rearranging things in our lives. So we have to realize that even though you are in a space, doesn't mean you're of that space. Don't believe that you're of that space every time you're living in a space. Sometimes you might be there for a short term, a short vibration. People say some people come in our lives for a season, some for a lifetime. Sometimes we're just in a space, sometimes just for a season, not for a lifetime. Not supposed to be there for a whole life. We're just there for a season. Then we were supposed to move. We're supposed to change our vibration. We get too stuck there. We get too stuck in the vibration and not allowing ourselves to see a higher sense of consciousness somewhere else. So it's just listening to your vibration, listening to the connection that you have with the spirit world. And if you need a better antenna or a better connection, ask them. They've got all the tools on the other side to make it even quicker and better for you to connect to them. They do. They have all this connection, the vibration on the other side. So they're wanting to get us inspired with the work. They want to have us is really happy with what we do. So you have to see, I've been this work, God, I've been in work since I've been a young kid. I've always been in this work, always working with spirit, always connecting to spirit, always. And not really to do readings, but mostly for my own journey. I want to see where I can go. How far can I go? How far can I venture into the spirit world? Before somebody steps out and puts a little bar down and goes, can't come any further than this. That's what I want to see. Until they drop the bar down, put up this little stop sign and says, can't go any more further than this, young man. Then I know I've gone as far as I can go. I haven't seen those bars yet. Haven't seen a little stop sign. Haven't seen any of that yet. So it means I can still go. I can still venture into the spirit world. I can still venture into this vibration. And through the vibration of here, towards the last of this, to inspire the work, I'm going to give you a little four instances of what's have happened to me through my work as a medium, as a sensitive, what spirit has done for me. When I was younger, spirit would take me on journeys, and a lot of that times was near-death experiences that I had. I had like 4 or 5 of those, but that it kind of, I think that started the journey, that started the vibration in my life, because I would die, and then my grandmother would rush me to the doctor because I wasn't breathing and I was considered clinically dead. And I would sit with my guide, Jeff. Jeff explained to me how he was with me in the Christian Crusades, and he was at my side, and we fought together, and we've always been together, and we always had this strong connection through lifetimes. So there was this training going on even when I was a kid. I would sit with Jeff, my guide, who is my guide, and I would sit with him, and he would explain to me the spirit world, explain to me how I needed to look into the spirit world. So I did that. I did that when I was younger, and through these near-death experiences, I had these conversations with Jeff. I had these conversations with Jeff through those years. As I moved in with that, then I knew Lucerne was there. Lucerne was my channeling guide. I wouldn't allow him in, and I wouldn't allow him in because I wanted to know who he was first. But I did let Charles Davenport was his name. He was a spirit from the other side. And he came in and explained to me that he had to get the vibration ready for Lucerne. He had to get me ready because I wasn't ready for the energy Lucerne was bringing. So he had to get me ready. So Charles appeared, and he worked with me for a number of years before Lucerne took up residence. But through the times of that, of sitting in the library, I sit in a, which I think is the coolest place I sit, is in a bench. It's a mother of pearl bench overlooking this water that is purple, on this plane of existence where you can reach out and touch planets. And every time you touch the planet, it makes a sound. A sound. It makes a sound, which I think is the coolest thing. And I've had guides sit there with me, and they go, this is the planet of vibration. And I would touch these planets, and they would move. They would make this sound. He said that sound vibrates into the spirit, out into the universe. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. I've been at the Golden Bridge, I talked about. I've been sitting in places that where Spirit would just take me and sit me there. I was sitting in jungles when I was ill. I got sat in this great big round hut with drawings on it like Egyptian. But I knew that wasn't in Egypt. I knew this igloo, this primitive thing was not Egyptian. It was more Peruvian. It's like more Mayan, more Peruvian down in South America. And these three gentlemen gave me something to drink. And after I drank it, I got pretty healthy. But they gave it to me. They mixed it up in a fire, and I sat right there, and they handed it to me, and I drank it. And when I came back out, I was starting to get healthy. And they told me I would be healthy. They told me I would be healthy, and that I would have to drink this. And I did. So a lot of the things in my life, I've just watched them as they moved me through my life, moved me through the connection to life with people dying around me, situations going on. Not everybody in the spirit world is going to come back and see you. People think they do. They don't. Not everybody that you've had a connection to in the spirit world is going to come back and talk to you. Sometimes we're born in families, not of families. These people were only part of your vibration, part of your situation to get you to where you needed to be. Not to come back and converse with you, but to get you to where you need to be. So sometimes we wonder, why doesn't so-and-so show up? Why? They've gone to the spirit world. They haven't come back and talked to me. Because they were never really supposed to, they were only supposed to be part of your life for a season. Not for the whole vibration, not for the whole journey, just for a season. The people that are more important to you, more connected to you in your spiritual growth, in your vibration, when you exit this earth plane, open your eyes on the other side, they're the ones that are going to be standing near you. Those are the ones that will communicate with you from the spirit world, because they are your counterpart in the spirit world. They're the ones that are going to help you, encourage you, bless you, and be there when you open your eyes on the spirit side of life. So those are the ones. So if you think that, oh my God, so-and-so didn't show up, so-and-so didn't show up, they probably didn't show up because they weren't really supposed to. They were only there for the moment they needed to be in your life, and that was it. You needed them then. I've learned that through my being in a family that I wasn't really born in the family, being in the situation, the vibrations of different people in the family, understanding that some of those people don't show up, but they were really never my connection. I just happened to be there because of birth, different things in my life, not because they were supposed to follow me. So listening to yourself. Maybe there's something in your life that you have, and you said, Louis, I should contact. I can connect to that. Well, if you're supposed to connect to your guides will get you there. Kicking or screaming or gently running through the hills, they will get you there. If it doesn't happen, let it go. Let it be. Let it be. I have a client of mine that she wanted her father was supposed to leave her a house. And my God, she wants this house. And she has spent years trying to disavow the will. Do this. And oh my God, it's just been a fight. It's been a craziness for almost 25 years. She hasn't moved anywhere. That's all her energy is, just with that will. And I finally just told her, I said, just give it up. I told her that at the beginning, but she wouldn't listen. Now it's 25 years later, and she's still thinking that she's going to get this house. That she's going to get this house from the will. And it's never going to happen. It's just never going to happen. But she thinks it is. And it's just never going to happen in her vibration. So instead of moving forward, instead of moving to where she needs to be, she's going to be stuck at that little rung of the ladder. Doesn't move forward or backwards. Sometimes we bring people in our lives that we think, oh my God, we need to help them. Oh, Jesus, we need. I'm all for helping everyone. But sometimes there's people that come by that you just need to say, somebody else needs to come up and help this person. Sometimes we need to go to the front of the store and get on a loudspeaker, start yelling to people in the store, say, we have somebody up front that is lost. Could somebody come please help them? Because you've done everything you can possibly do for them. Sometimes you need a loudspeaker and yell into the store saying, is there somebody out there that could come up and help this young person because they're lost? Don't beat yourself up throughout your life saying, oh my God, I need to go help this. I need to go do this. I need to go do that. I need to go do this. If it's not working, and it hasn't been working for a while, let it go. Let it go. I have individuals that I do readings with. Oh, my kids don't speak to me. Oh, there's plenty of young kids out there that don't have any parents to be glad to speak to you. Oh, my parents aren't talking to me. Yeah, there's plenty of people out there that are older. They'd love to have somebody to talk to. They'd love to have you around. Don't get so entwined with family and situations. They're supposed to be part of your life. They will be. Give it all the energy you can do. Just muster up all the energy. Set the fires. Do everything you need to do. But after a few years, if it's still not working, move on. My mother used to say, well, you know, absence makes the heart fonder. Sometimes we just have to move. Go down the hill. Go forge our own little path. Eventually, the people go, whatever happened to them? Maybe we should contact them. Maybe we should talk to them. And they'll find you. But don't stop your path. Don't stop your journey because somebody else isn't ready for you to leave yet. When you are ready to leave, to improve your vibration, to get your life to where it needs to be, you should go. Do what you need to do, especially if everything about the situation is falling into place. I thought it was really cool when I went up to Tennessee. We had no idea where Lawrenceburg, Tennessee was. No idea. I knew Barrett wanted us to move, but I had no idea where they were going to take us. And this house that was up in Tennessee kept appearing on my internet. Every time I'd click my mouse on and go onto my computer, this house would appear. Small little boxes, but the house would be there. I'm going, okay. So I tried to find out where the house was. I finally found it. And it was up for sale. So we went up and looked at it. We bought the house. But then before I went up, was looking at this house, clients would come into my house for readings. Where were they coming from? Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. So the question is all this vibration was going on to get my attention. Now, I could have just ignored it and said, we're not doing that. Then I told my guides, I said, okay, if you want us to move, you have to sell our 2 houses here. Because we can't move without selling them. And everybody here was telling us, well, you never sell the houses. Within, I think, less than 6 hours, both houses were sold. So the question is everything fell into place to get us there. Everything. It was like clockwork. It's when you are trying to put something in motion and nothing is working with it. And then it comes with the inspiring of the work, inspiring of being part of this work. If it's not working, let it be. Especially if you've given it as much energy as you can possibly do and you're exhausted. If it's not working, let it be. If you're in the work and someone's saying you should do the work like this, and after a while this is just not working for you, move on to a different way of doing the work. Inspire yourself to the highest vibration. Your guides will do that for you. But remember, we can all be inspired by the work. We can all be inspired. It's how we're inspired. It's how we see it in our lives. Listen to yourself. Listen. Everything's supposed to work. Everything's supposed to follow a person. Everything's supposed to work. And if it's not working, sure, you can give it some more energy, try to get it to work. But after a few years, don't keep doing it. Don't say, oh, it's gonna have to work. Sometimes it's just not meant to be, especially if other things are appearing in your life to point you in a different direction. If you're trying to make something work, but something else keeps showing up to take you in a different direction, you should at least look at it. Because that's that next rung of the ladder. That's that next rung of the vibrational ladder. So be where you need to be in your life and find your passion. Whatever work you do, whatever inspires you in the spiritual work, find your passion. whether it's just for you to find those different realms to sit in, to touch the planets, to walk on the golden bridges, to see and venture somewhere where no one's walked for a couple of years, for a couple of 100 years. Go there, but find your passion within your life and listen to yourself. So I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to be on Zoom from now on. A lot of people wanted me on Zoom because they can do it better on Zoom than they could on free conference calls. So we're going to be on Zoom now. So the others could join in, because they couldn't join in from free conference because they couldn't get there. So we're going to be doing the Zoom from now on. So every Thursday at 3 o'clock, we'll be here on Zoom. And I want to thank you for being here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this will be posted on YouTube probably today or tomorrow. I'll post it and it'll be up on YouTube. And I want to thank you. Thank you. Hey, Jennifer.
Hi, thank you. Is Marie okay?
Yeah, she's doing, she got home and she's doing good. So she's doing good. And she got through the surgery and they supposedly fixed everything. So hopefully it's fixed.
Yes. I'll keep sending good thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, hopefully we get everything fixed. And she's like my $6 million man. You know, they keep putting new parts in. She just keeps going. So she just keeps clicking along. So she's feeling better. She's not supposed to move. She's not supposed to move anything. But she was in there today while I was doing this, moving furniture. I can't see her. I can't see her. I heard her in there moving furniture. So she was moving stuff. So.
Oh, no.
So anyway, she's not supposed to be lifting anything over 10 pounds.
Right.
I told her our dog's about 10 pounds. She said, anything heavier than that dog, you can't lift it. You lift the dog. But anyway, she's doing well. She got home. She's doing well.
Good.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.